And it's going to happen again and again. Has to happen.
Hey guys, this is the TheDARKPASSENGER, just here to review Red Dragon. This movie came out in 2002. It was directed by Brett Ratner. Yeah, and I think it's based on a novel of the same name. And there's also another movie from 1986 that was also based on that novel. But, yeah, I don't think this is a remake of Manhunter. Well, 'cause I heard that it wasn't. But yeah, this is basically an FBI agent goes to Hannibal Lecter for help to catch the serial killer called the Tooth Fairy. An FBI agent called Will Graham goes to Hannibal Lecter for help. Yeah, that's pretty much what this movie's about. But yeah, in the beginning though, there is a scene that leads to Hannibal Lecter getting caught because at the time that Will Graham goes there, he's kind of incarcerated. He's in a mental institution or something, because, you know, everyone found out that he was a cannibal after, well, it was Will Graham who caught him. It was that agent who caught him, because he was investigating the case, you know, and he went to Lecter for help on that. Then Lecter went out of the room to get his coat, you know, to get Will's coat, and he started looking around and just found out that that Hannibal was actually the killer he was looking for. You know, Hannibal tries to kill him, but then after that he ends up saving himself, pretty much. Will ends up saving himself by stabbing Lecter with some arrows and just shooting him. And then he just ends up catching him, and then, yeah, there's a trial, and yeah, he just ends up caught in a he ends up in a mental institution. Yeah, and then after that, he actually, you know, Will Graham actually retires after that, and then his former boss goes to him and asks him for help, asks him to go look at some evidence because a family was killed. And yeah, from there, he just started helping the FBI try to try to catch this guy. And then there was a scene where Will Graham and his former boss were just talking about how he was stuck on one serial killer when he was still working for them, when he was still employed by them, I guess. And Will said how he went to Hannibal Lecter for help, and yeah, that's how he ends up going to him for help. But then later on in the movie, Hannibal Lecter screws him and just tells the killer his home address, you know, Will's home address. I guess, you know, Hannibal Lecter is just like the kind of character who likes to play games. I've known that, you know, I've understood that from watching all these movies. Yeah, this movie really is good. I mean, it's just interesting to watch. I mean, it keeps you hooked the whole time, and yeah, this is a spoil. This is a spoiler, but the killer ends up to be this guy called Francis Dollarhide, who's working for a video. I don't know, a place that makes videotapes, I guess. And yeah, it turns out that he's the killer, and he doesn't. He calls. He says that he's transformed or something, not a man, at one point in the movie. After he kidnaps some reporter. Yeah, this character in this movie, he's just really creepy and odd. But then he's like, whenever he's around this woman, then he's all shy because it shows how he connects with this woman as well. And you know, that's really interesting to watch as well. I mean, it really is. I enjoy, you know, how they connect in this. But then, yeah, he fakes his death and ends up going after Will Graham and his family at their home address, because you know the FBI thinks it's over. They think he's dead. So yeah, they were back home from the safe house that they got put in after Lecter told the killer Will's address. Yeah, basically ends with the killer being shot in the head. I know it's a spoiler, but I figure that most of you have seen this movie anyway. But like, most killers in most of these movies end in that way anyway, or a similar way, I guess. But yeah, really, really great movie. I'd highly recommend it. You know, this is actually the events before Silence of the Lambs as well. So you know, just in case you're confused about the order, because first came first came Manhunter, but Anthony Hopkins wasn't in that as Hannibal Lecter. It was Brian Cox, I guess, and this is pretty much the same thing as this, you know, same concept, same idea. Then there was Silence of the Lambs after that. Then came Hannibal, and you know, then came Red Dragon. So if you think that this is after Silence of the Lambs, you know, if you haven't seen it and think this is after Silence of the Lambs, then it's not. It's before that. The events before that, just like Manhunter, which I haven't seen. And I'm not even going to bother, I guess, because it's pretty much the same as this. But out of all these movies, my favorite would be Silence of the Lambs, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's also Hannibal Rising. Hannibal Rising is probably my second favorite out of all of them. Yeah, that's the movie about the young Hannibal Lecter, you know, just how he became the way he is. You know, I've already done a review for it. It's on my channel if you want to check that out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say on Red Dragon. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. Stay tuned for more reviews.